we are in pride, so we're almost done with negative emotions. When you will know how to deal with that suppressed and repressed negativity, that we all have it, and you will be able to use that mirror. What I vibrating outside? Am I projecting my negativity to the world? Then you will be able to equip yourself with wisdom, and you will know that there is a lot of power inside of you, and you can vibrate negativity and positivity as well. So that's the power. That's when we have power, when people will look up to us, because not we are in negative field, but we are in positive one. So what's the emotions? What kind of emotions are in pride when we vibrate pride outside? Arrogance, boastful, inflated, holier than thou, vain, self-centered, complacent, judgmental, smug, snobbish, prejudiced, pious, selfish, unforgiving, spoiled, and rigid. That's what we are experiencing in 2021. Most people that we hear complaining are very arrogant. They don't want to understand. They are holier than thou. Don't touch me. So probably you experienced in your life that pridefulness from others. So what's the cure? To be aware about those emotional states and let them go. Change for different attitudes, more powerful one. And you're gonna be surprised as soon as you will release yourself from suppressed and repressed negativity in you, in me. I know, I experienced that. As soon as you will do that work on yourself and to know how to deal with those suppressed and repressed negative emotions collected over your lifetime, that positive ones will appear automatically without doing much. It is like removing clouds, and now what you see, clear sky, the sun is shining. It's like you start to smile, you start to enjoy your life, you start to laugh your life. You will discover your real talents. You will go after what you love to do. So a lot of good changes will come with removing suppressed and repressed emotions. If you want, you're gonna live in fear to the end of your life, and you're gonna regret it. Yes. Many people did because they didn't acquired right knowledge, probably, right? And they didn't know how to release themselves from negative, suppressed and repressed. So be the one, be on the path of removing yourself from suppressed and repressed negative emotions. And like I said, the positive one, the clear sky will appear automatically. In my next part, I will give you some general information to help you to understand more with pridefulness. So you will be able to recognize that pridefulness in yourself and others as well, and let it out, and let it out, and let it out. General information about pride. What is useful to know about pride? There is intellectual pride, when our God is intellect, when we forgot that intellect supposed to serve, be in service for people, not for itself. So then that person is possessed by intellect and very prideful what is in their mind, and leads to ignorance because they don't want to know more. They feeding themselves with that pridefulness. There is spiritual pride when people are not still not matured and they're using guilt, blame and hate to others, to blame them for things that happened to them or a long time ago. They are looking for the ways just to divide people by blame and hate. That's the spiritual pride, and leads to not to be matured. If you are using all the time blame and hate, you're never going to be matured. So you are wasting your time. And there is religious pride. I have the only true way. My way is the right way. Come to me. If not, I have a justification to kill you, to kill you others. So it's still there is in our reality we are experiencing that religious pride. We have to be careful with those people who are ready to kill others because their religion is the best. We have to understand that there are prisoners of that religious pride, and they are very low. I don't know where they are. Their minds are very low, so they are dangerous. They are dangerous for absolutely for others. Vulnerability of pride, constant defending yourself. If you are in that pridefulness, you have to. You don't have a choice. It's like automatic. You have to defend your position all the time because you want to be right. And defensiveness invites attack. Yeah, you want to prove, and then people discuss or don't want to discuss because you are right. They want to be right, and then violent is created. Humble people, they don't have much to defend. They have nothing to defend. Humble people, they're happy who they are. They're happy to have open discussion. They don't have to prove that they are right, because what they learned from life, that true discussion, open-mindedness, that's the way they learned. And they are still learning. They are still open to learn more. So they are not closed-minded. That's the humble position. It's not humiliation. No, it's not that position. I'm not talking about that position. I'm talking about that humble position that I still don't know, and I want to discuss with you. I don't want to fight with you, but can we have open-minded discussion? So I will learn from you, and you might learn from me. That's the position. That's the best position. Otherwise, we won't resolve anything. Any problem won't be resolved because of pride. And prideful people try to criticize, put the critic on prideful. How they gonna act? Either violently or in physical way or verbal way. They're not up to have a discussion because they are too prideful. They want to be right, and they know already that you are wrong. Yeah, that's what we are experiencing in 2021. There are not so many open-minded people. And the tragedy in the whole situation that schools, universities, media, they all are in that pridefulness, and they all harboring are harboring that pridefulness in people. So they are not used for us to learn, but they are used as institutions, important institutions, to enslaved people's minds, especially the youngsters, that they don't know much, they don't have life experience. It's gonna be hard to program me because I'm coming from socialistic country, so I had my experience, so I can share that experience. But they can program you because you didn't have that experience. And somehow people won't believe to your experience, even though there are so many right now that were sharing their more dramatic. My experience was not that dramatic, but those who escaped from North Korea, their experience is very dramatic, and people still very ignorant. They don't believe them. They criticize them. Can you imagine? To be that low? So it means that they not matured yet. That they are not matured yet. So be on the path of of growing. Be on the path of maturation, because the stake is so high. Do you wanna be enslaved by others through your mind, or you want to free yourself from your mind and understand that mind is my tool to experience my life in the best way? What's the best way? That's the path. That's the path we want to go through to discover what is the best way for me. In my next part, I will explain how to recontextualize pride. That's the only way. Pride can only be approached by different understanding, because the feeling that you can feel prideful, it's not so clear, not so obvious, not in our awareness. Only that behavioral attitudes toward others you can make obvious for yourself, and then you can work from that point. So in my next part, I will help you to recontextualize pride and be free from it. How to let go of pride? One of the best way to let go of pride is by recontextualization. It is process. It's not gonna happen right away, but over time. But it's good. It's good when you will pay attention. Then you will let yourself to live in positive fields, and you will give up very easily those negative ones. There are some automatic attractions when we are in pridefulness, and it's out of our awareness because they are automatic. That's why we are not aware. And when we have so much pride in ourselves, that energy of pride, we want to feel important. This is not like we want to, it's just more that we have a need for that importance because we are afraid to be nobody. We want to be admired because we are afraid to look down on. We want to go for status, and we will go for status no matter what, because we don't want to be ordinary. We want to be noticed because we don't want to be ignored. We want to feel special, that need to feel special, because we don't want to be ordinary, again, be right all the time. Because we are afraid to be wrong, attractive, fashionable, because we don't want to be with dull. It's something wrong with dull people, right? We want to have an opinion, opinionated on everything all the time. I don't want to be silent. I have my opinion on everything. A thrill, live life in thrill, because I don't want to have a dull life. And succeed no matter what, because I am afraid to fail. So when you start to analyze this side and this side, it's between, it's all the time fear. We fear this. So we do this because there is so much in fear. We are so much in fear that we have to prove. And we think that it has to come from others. That our smallness, that smallness that we feel inside, will substitute by others, because this is like something to get from outside, and we are so small that we have a need to get those things from outside. So we are not relying on ourselves. We are so small, and we are looking for substitution. So probably this is like the best explanation. That's why this side doesn't look so attractive and have a negative meaning in our understanding, because we have so much frightfulness. And as soon as you start to recontextualize, understand more about life, like I said, it's going to be a process. And you start to attract more positivity to yourself, you will love it. You will love it every moment of your life, and you will gonna be very easily, not convinced, but you will easily give up this negative emotional side of yourself. You will understand what the emotions are. You will be in control of every emotion that is here, because you will know about that emotion. You will know how to let go, and that emotion won't take control over you. So it is like you will be on the way to master your life, and you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You might not be there yet, but you might know people that are there. And the only thing that it's hard to trust those people, because there is so much negativity in us. And when we start to let go of negativity, negative emotions, when we start to understand negative emotions, those emotions will appear automatically, and we are not going to be that naive anymore, because it's easier to fool us by fear when we have a lot of fear than we are here. It's harder to control people when they are here, when we have full understanding about those levels of consciousness. So that's my hope. That's my hope, because there are so many people right now controlled by fear. They don't know what to do with that fear. They are living their life with fear, and they are making decisions because of fear. So to know how to take control and let it out, it's huge. It's huge. It's huge for all of us, because things are changing very fast in negative way. So we have to know how to help ourselves. And whatever I'm sharing with you, it's not common knowledge. Absolutely. We are not right now in reality that governments, schools, education even want us to be aware that we have a power over our emotional states, and then that we can learn how to let go of negative emotions, because they will bring many sicknesses and we don't want them to experience, and we don't know what to do because we are not educated yet about our negative emotions, how to let go. We know that they are, but we don't know where they are, what they do to us. We think that they are out there, right? They're out there. So it's easy to blame if they're out there and I don't have a power, because they're always gonna be out there. So what I am sharing, it's not my stuff. I learned from Dr. David R. Hawkins. I will remind you about that name many times. That when you know how to let go, then you can take control of your life. Otherwise, we're gonna be controlled by others. I hope that I gave you hope for good change. That's my intention. That's my intention. So educate yourself. This is just the beginning. In my next videos, I will talk about our positive levels that we can connect anytime by choice. Yes, by choice. But we are not aware that we have choice, that we have that choice. We are not aware. It's not in our instant awareness, because there is so much suppressed and repressed negative emotions. Learn how to let them out. Learn how to let them go, and then positive ones will appear to your surprise automatically. So in my next videos, I will cover all positive levels of consciousness, and that knowledge will help you to fulfill your potential.